Today we will be starting a new topic about the protist, and we will be introducing the different topics that we will be going to discuss in the series of these lectures. So protists are the one of the five kingdom, which is Protoctista or Protista. These are the five kingdoms of classification, which are Plantae, Animalia, Fungi, Protoctista, and Prokaryotes, or Monera. The protists are the organisms which are eukaryotes, and these do not fit into the fungi, plants, and animals. The prokaryotes are entirely different because these are prokaryotes. These are not eukaryotes. So, to discuss the protista, we must first discuss about the micropaleontology, and of course, we have discussed its definition in earlier forms in earlier lectures. The micro means small, and paleontology means that the paleontology of small fossils. There are a variety of organisms which were present in the earliest life forms, and some of those organisms were very, very small. And to study those small organisms, we need to study the micropaleontology. It is a multidisciplinary science focused on the study of microorganisms or microscopic parts of larger organisms. So what are the prokaryotes? These are unicellular microbes lacking the nuclei and organelles, including the carbonate-producing cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are the bacteria which are doing the photosynthesis. And these prokaryotes promoted an early oxygen-rich atmosphere. And we have discussed that these were the earliest life forms even before the eukaryotes. Once those prokaryotes develop into the eukaryotes, these were the life forms which will form then. These were the protists, and these protists were unicellular organisms with nuclei and a variety of organisms with external protective covering, which are called tests or cysts. And these are kingdoms, having two kingdoms, which are Protozoa and Chromista, which we will be discussing in the next series of lectures. So, fossilized protists are, we can see these in the ocean beds. We can see the different layering or stratifications of the mountains. If there was an ocean present, and during mountain formation, that part of the ocean came in up, we can see these fossils there. So these are split into organic, which are acri, tarks, dinoflagellates, and chitinozoans, or calcareous, which are made up of calcium carbonate, or organic means these are made up of organic, these are carbonaceous, these are containing carbon as their constituent, and the calcareous are containing the calcium as their part of the body, which are coccolithophores and foraminiferans. And then there is siliceous, which are containing silica. Silica is essentially the sand, which are having the silicon dioxide in their bodies, and these are diatoms and radiolarians. So these are the fossilized protists, and these were present in the earlier form in the form of organisms, but after those organisms died, they were preserved in the form of these fossils. The foraminiferans are the single-celled animal-like protozoans, and these are containing both benthic and planktonic forms. Benthic are the ones which are in the ocean beds, down at the in the ocean, while the planktons are drifting across the ocean. And these were having the chitinous and agglutinated tests. Chitin is the organic compound, and throughout the Phanerozoic was the era, the last era of the Precambrian period. And then there were the radiolarians and diatoms. We have discussed already that these are silicaceous in nature, and these are rock formers. So radiolarians are animal-like protozoans which were having the siliceous test, and these were animal-like. The diatoms were different from the radiolarian because these were not photosynthetic, and that's why these were plant-like. So diatoms are plant-like protozoan with the silicic skeleton, and both are important rock formers. So if you can see that the sand and the rocks that are originated from the silica, they will contain the radiolarian and diatoms as their constituents.